So let's talk about how you can create time to start your side venture around your full-time job. For most of us professional women that already have a full-time job, we feel like our lives or our plates already so full that the idea of having a side business doesn't even get a second thought, because we do feel like we are spread too thin, we don't have time and capacity to add on top of that. And so in this training, I'd like to share with you or talk to you about the time management or myth of the time management, and also share with you 5 different ways that you can incorporate into your daily life and professional life so that you can start creating the space and develop disciplines that will help you to start the side business and grow your business. Let's talk about time. Time management is a myth. You can't manage time, but what you can manage is what you do within the time available to you. You probably heard about 20-80 rule, right? So 80% of results are derived by 20% of high impact actions. And that rule is often referred as Pareto principle, which came from Pareto when he made a study around the land distribution in Italy. And what he found is that 80% of land belonged to 20% of population. And when he rolled out a similar study across other countries, he found that the ratio applied as well. And so what does that mean to us? So it means that we need to be very careful and diligent about what we do within the time available to us and what we do brings to us in terms of results. For example, when you come to work, do you start your day with managing emails, or do you actually start with the key project that will move you forward? So now I'd like to really share with you a couple of ways that will help you to get ahead and will help you to start getting into the mindset and disciplines that will ultimately make you more effective in life, in professional life, and your business life if you choose to embark on that journey. So first of all, become very diligent about your routines, your morning routine and your evening routine. And the geniusness about routines is the fact that routine gives you stability. Therefore, it eliminates the decision fatigue. For example, when you wake up in the morning, or when I wake up in the morning, I no longer need to think about what my sequence of action is for me to get myself ready for work day. That is something set in stone, and when I wake up, I already sort of have an autopilot that I follow without having to use any effort to do the next step. And that's exactly where you want to get to. You want to develop the routines that allow you to create the mental space and therefore reserve the energy for high impact activities. So that's one of the ways. The second way is to really become diligent about prioritizing your priorities. The example I want to share with you is something I read in the book Effortless by Greg McKeown, where he talked about a couple that had forgone the option of going to the social clubs and decided that both of them will not sign up for any social clubs, book clubs and things like that, and instead invest that time with their kids. And here, what I really loved about the example is the fact that we often have to choose between two things that are desirable, two things that we ultimately want. But what it comes down to, what priorities and what meaning those choices have to you. So you ultimately need to still choose what has the highest value, highest meaning, and will bring the highest satisfaction to you in the long term. And so in this example, the author says that with time, they created an incredible family environment where they are friends with their kids. And for them, that payoff, that cost of not going to other clubs, absolutely worth it. So really think about situations like that, where you have have had to choose between two things you wanted, what will bring you the biggest result, and really what is more meaningful to you and you derive value from. So that's the second way. The third way is take your lifestyle seriously. And it's all about performance, right? And in the center of whatever you want to do is you. Hence lifestyle, the food you eat, the exercise. Do you do exercise? Do you sleep well? Those are the things that actually successful people prioritize, because they know if they are to fuel themselves with the best quality nutrition, if they are to exercise at least 3 times a week, they will have more energy, they will have more mental capacity, creativity, and therefore it will propel them further as opposed to otherwise. So if that is the area that you haven't looked at, start prioritizing yourself, start investing your time in yourself first. Now, the fourth way, and that is one of my favorite areas right now, is personal effectiveness. And that's actually, to me, everything that I said prior, routines, your lifestyle, priorities, it all comes down to support your personal effectiveness. And within that, also think about the fact when you have spare time, what do you do with that time? Do you scroll through social media, or do you read a business book? When you are commuting to work or driving to work, are you listening to a business book or entrepreneurial podcast or something that will move you forward? Or are you just trying to pass the time so that you can get to the next stop? And that's where personal effectiveness comes in to me. That's where that rule of 20/80 is really important, where you start realizing that we do have more time than we need, but we are yet to learn how to effectively use the time available to us. And that's where, you know, a lot of project management tools come in and things like that. You can always get better, right? But if you are to start being intentional about the time and what you do with it now, you will see that with time you start recognizing activities that bring you results and activities that just take the time. Because we often spread ourselves too thin with busyness, with things that don't really matter. If you didn't scroll last night, you probably would have slept better, and you could have invested that time in reading that book that would have gotten you a little bit further, right? So it's all very connected. And then the fifth way, and something that I really underestimated initially, or actually it wasn't in my I wasn't aware of it in a sense, and that's something that I would recommend doing very early in your entrepreneurial journey. It's get on the same page with your partners, with your family, with people that are around you. Enroll them into your vision and split responsibilities with them so that everybody contributes to the vision of you being a business owner that will allow everybody to ultimately benefit from your efforts. But you do when you do get on the same page, you see the momentum it creates, and at the time when you feel down, or at the time that things not going your way, you have your base that got your back. But also in terms of splitting responsibilities. For example, my husband and I, we created the rules in our house so that we both can be on the same page and not waste our time cleaning on the weekends. We agreed that things either have its place, it's recycled or thrown away. And so what happened once we incorporated that rule is that getting towards the weekend, we realized that we actually have nothing to clean. We just need to vacuum clean, and that is it. And that really saves you a lot of time that you perhaps did not know that it was possible. So now, if you try to incorporate any or all of those ways, you will see that it will really help you get to the level of managing the activities you do within your time better, you will have more energy, more creativity, and really enthusiasm to go forward, to try new things, and have a more positive outlook on what is possible for you. And the other thing that I actually noticed for myself since incorporating those rules or routines, however you would call them, is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And once you incorporate at least one of the routines, you will see that it will spill over into other areas of your life. And now if you are already on that journey, you know that you want to start a business and you have questions, you're trying to figure out which way to take it, you'd like to have it a little bit easier, more fun, and have support along the way, please get in touch. Follow the description below. You will have all the information needed for you to make the right decision for yourself. And I will be looking forward to see you in the next video or discussing your business options with you.